So I was very disappointed in the President's SONA speech. The state of the nation is dire, quite frankly, and he mentions that and tries to speak up the hype and the hope that we're going to rise up as a nation and fix this, but we cannot do so when the President's cabinet is filled with people who are really not doing their job. And let's just take this announcement of the state of disaster. I mean, really, the government puts the country into a state of disaster and then raises their law around a national state of disaster to fix the problem that it created in the first place. They can deal with the situation at Eskom and our energy crisis without declaring a state of disaster. There are many tools available to them, and what they've gone and done is made things worse by introducing a Minister of Electricity. Now we have three ministries dealing with the energy crisis. You have the DMRE with Gwede Mantashe that is not doing the energy planning for our energy security over time, outdated IRPs and IEPs. These are the processes that are needed to be put in place so that we don't get into the trouble we're in. Then you have the DPE, the Department of Public Enterprise, who's supposed to be looking after our interests as the shareholder on Eskom, and nothing is happening. Now you've got a new Ministry of Electricity. And what happens is when you start throwing people at the problem, instead of addressing and dealing with the problem at the grassroots level, we create more confusion. The accountability starts shifting as to who's got to fix this problem. What we needed to do is to get DPE do its job properly, stop the political meddling, and get the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, Gwede Mantashe's department, to do its work properly. So what the government's gone and done, and what the President's gone and done, is not instilled any faith in their ability to fix the problem. They've created more confusion. And then on top of that, we saw lots of repeats of what's been spoken about over the years now, making it easier for business to do business in this country. We've spoken about that. We've spoken about third-party access to rail for a while now, and nothing is happening. We've spoken about splitting up Eskom for years now, and nothing has happened. And the list goes on and on. And while there were a few good things that were mentioned, like tax benefits on solar and allowing more people to come into the net when it comes to energy production, I mean, these are good things that should have happened long time ago. So all in all, it is extremely disappointing for us to sit for an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours, listening to the regurgitation of efforts and plans that have been spoken about in the past, and then to hear the new stuff that they're trying to introduce it's just sowing more confusion, and it is not dealing with the issues. There was no discussion around the real water crisis, which is our local government's collapse of its wastewater treatment plants. That is polluting our rivers. There's no accountability at local government. And what we heard the President speak about in local government was we're going to train our incumbents and our appointees better. We're going to select them better. We're going to make them pass tests and so forth. Doesn't bode much confidence in what we already have in local government. The fact that when people do fail, there's no accountability. So our towns and cities will continue to decay in this situation. It was a disappointing SONA, and OUTA will be doing as much as it can to firstly challenge a state of disaster if there is a possibility to do so, if it doesn't make sense, if it is irrational, and if there's a legal angle that we'll look at. But we really cannot support this idea of a Minister of Electricity. And once again, our President has let us down.